I've heard a lot about storytelling at this conference from The Moth and from Valerie Geller. Here's my little story. It's 1965, and there's a 14-year-old boy in Nottingham who's obsessed by pirate radio, and his favourite disc jockey is Tony Blackburn. And what he does is he sets up the Tony Blackburn fan club at his school. Is that extraordinary? What an idiot. Anyway, this was my then hero. And
well, you set it up, didn't you?
That was me.
Good Lord,
that
I didn't realise that.
Was me.
I had no idea, Trevor.
Yeah, and you're still telling the same jokes.
More or less, yeah. You get a hold of one or two jokes and they're good, just keep at them.
Just keep at them.
No point in getting new ones.
No, absolutely not. No. DJs, are they a dying breed, Tony?
Well, I don't think so, no. Certainly not on the BBC, they're not. On commercial radio, they seem to be trying to get this 3 in a row in a time thing and non-personality, which I hate.
Just this week, we've had Gold announcing they're going to be automated for, 21 hours a day?
20 hours a day, yeah. They do a breakfast show, then it's a computer that takes over. To me, that's not radio. No, I love personality radio, as you do, I know. And, no, I hope that doesn't happen.
What I really like about what you do is that you do work hard. You know, there's no reason for you to do. You don't have to work that hard. You are, after all, Tony Blackburn. You can come on and do what you like. But actually, you do masses of prep, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I always get to the radio stations very early. Now I have to choose all the music that I put in the programs, which I love doing. So I take up about a day doing that. And I'm just doing. It's a hobby, really. It's really a hobby. It's always been a hobby, and I just love radio. You know, always have done.
And the other thing I love about you is, compared to a lot of people of your age, you are not tech averse, are you? You're all over Twitter and Facebook, and you're constantly recording stuff on your iPhone. We have to embrace all that stuff, don't we? I
think we do, yeah. I mean, I remember on Smooth Radio once I live streamed the program from my iPad, and I had the technician ring up saying, "How are you doing that?" and I teach some of the younger people to do it because it's terrific promotion. You know, Twitter, Facebook, and live streaming, which I like the idea. A lot of people don't like the idea of live streaming. They say radio should be radio and TV, but it's there if you want it. You know, I love it.
One of the things that, going back to pirate radio, was that if we were listeners to you, we felt that we were part of the family because we knew you were on the ship, you were popping in on each other's shows.
Yes.
We had, although we wouldn't have said it in those days, a 24/7 relationship with you. Yeah. That's what Twitter's brought back in a way, isn't it?
It has, and the great thing as well is that as a broadcaster, you can get a feedback from the listeners straight away. And that's the great thing about it. I mean, you've got to be careful because the people that follow you are your fans, so they do tend to like everything you do. But at the same time, you do get that feedback. You know, if you think a thing's doing well, fine. And we use it a lot for getting requests now as well. So I think Twitter's great.
And the other thing that's interesting about you is you've managed to work on lots of different BBC stations. In other words, you know, the state broadcaster, but also worked on commercial radio at the same time.
Yes.
Briefly, what are the differences?
The differences in the stations?
Yeah.
Well, of course, taking the breaks and the commercials. I think there is... I'm very lucky because I am sponsored on the commercial radio, so I'm allowed to do exactly what I want to. I pick all the music and things. I think BBC have much more freedom on it, and commercial radio not quite so much. They're more geared to playlists and things, which I think is a shame. It's like being in a little bit in a straitjacket on certain stations, and I hope that ceases because, particularly with the way it's gone, you know, I would like to see that come to an end, and but I thank God we have the BBC, you know, and I think the BBC, you know, it's always coming with criticism, and I don't think we appreciate how good it is. Other countries would love it, really.
Tony Blackburn, thank you. What a genius. 50 years anniversary.
Did you get anybody joining that fan club?
Obviously not, no. It was an entirely one-man operation.
Oh, well.